in Ashigbey. We'd better talk about Galamsey. What's the latest? Government of Ghana, the president, after negotiations with organized labor, came to the agreement that they would rekindle this fight against Galamsey by sort of revamping Operation Halt, sending soldiers back out to the Galamsey areas to shut it down. Of course, this is all in aid of preserving our very precious water. Now, organized labor accepted this arrangement, but we are learning that literally days after the soldiers were on the Birim River, the Galamseyers are back. I want to start with you, Ken. Having heard this news, how does this make you feel about the arrangement that the organized labor came to with government of Ghana?
Well, Kojo, I'm not surprised. So you notice that the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, we issued a statement indicating the gaps that were in what our demands were, what organized labor's demands were, and what has actually been done. And in terms of this military action, starting from the fact that you had only just 100 men that were being added to Operation Halt. And bear in mind, that parliamentary candidate who was with the Western Regional Minister, and we're going to form a WhatsApp group to beat any military people who came to accost them, had mentioned to us that Operation Halt, all the operations had been stopped. So when government said it was an additional force, additional based on what? A parliamentary candidate from the ruling government, in the presence of the Western Regional Minister, had told us that all of these operations had stopped. So 100 men was not going to be enough. And then we also were of the view that to be able to win this, you needed to deploy the 3 arms of the military. So you needed to get the Air Force flying sorties over these water bodies and the forest reserves. You also needed to get the Navy with big, vessels that can go onto these water bodies that had a lot of traps in there, had a lot of boulders and all of that. And then you needed the army that also would have some amphibious vehicles that would be able to recover the champagne. So it's not surprising that the people are back, because the distraction they did by burning and all of that, you just deal with the substructure, the superficial structure. But the substructure that is at the bottom of it, the top one, when you burn it, 6,000, 8,000, they'll be able to fix it back. But you need to recover those equipment from the water. And it's also the reason why it was important that the state of emergency was declared on those water bodies, the buffers, and the forest reserve. So that even when the operations have lapsed, because it's a no-go area, you then can have the local teams monitoring it and making sure that nobody was going to go there. And then also, you remember one of the military people mentioned the fact that the element of surprise was important. But so where is the intelligence? It did not have to take Adam Shram to be able to come and tell us that these people are there. We're supposed to have some drones. Where are our drone footages that are covering these places that will be able to tell us? And so for me, it is not surprising that this is where we are. This method that has been adopted is not going to be effective. It's not going to be able to deal with the thing. How do you leave the place, and then by the time you've left it, the district security committee, the regional who were told were the reason why the water at the Chaiman water treatment plant had cleared, are they all gone to sleep? And to me, the sad bit was when your reporter tells you that driving just on the road, you can see these people back. Because about 3 weeks ago, when I also went, before this operation, you could see them. And so it is really a pain that this thing is still happening. And I would urge that Joy FM and all your team, let's start asking people in those communities to take shots from the bridges, and let's see where these things are happening. And so it's really not surprising we are where we are. And then the good thing is that Labour says they are watching. So I am hoping that they are watching this thing and they will realize the fact that nothing has really changed in terms of the fight itself. If you just limit ourselves to just the additional Operation Halt that is supposed to have started.